If someone tries to control you with their love, they're actually asking you to sacrifice your freedom. This is often disguised as good intentions, starting with seemingly innocent phrases like, "I'm just worried about your well-being," or "I only want what's best for you." But over time, this love and care morphs into a control mechanism. Your own desires, choices, and even feelings become insignificant, invalidated. The other person makes you feel guilty, implying their disappointment when you don't meet their expectations, or making decisions on your behalf as if they know what's best for you. In doing so, they trap you in an invisible cage. Have you ever seen a tree struggling to grow in the shadow of another? Its frail branches reach for sunlight, its leaves pale, no matter how hard it tries. The towering shadow steals its light, saps the water from its soil, and stunts its growth. Relationships are like this too. Some are like sunlight, nourishing and allowing us to grow. Others, even if bound by love or blood, unwittingly become a shadow that looms over us. Under this shadow, we slowly wither. We lose our energy, our dreams, and even our sense of self. This is such an insidious process that we often can't name what's happening. We just feel something is wrong deep inside, a relentless exhaustion, an indescribable unease before every interaction. That's your soul crying for help. To understand this better, imagine a vine wrapped around a majestic tree. At first, the vine seems like a delicate ornament, coexisting harmoniously as they grow together. But over time, the vine thickens, gripping the tree tighter, seeping into its bark. It no longer just entwines. It feeds off the tree's sap, blocks its sunlight, and bends its growth to its will. This is exactly what control disguised as love does. What starts as a comforting embrace turns into a cage that confines you, keeping you from being yourself. By the time the tree realizes it can no longer stand on its own, the vine has already won. So, are the arms wrapped around you in the name of love giving you life, or slowly suffocating you? In this video, you'll find answers and discover the signs that it's time to end even the most cherished relationships, including those with family. If you're ready, let's dive in. 1. When your inner resources are depleted. Picture yourself as a well freely accessible to everyone. At first, offering clear water to others feels fulfilling, doesn't it? People come, fill their buckets, and you feel your existence is meaningful. But what happens if water is constantly drawn from that well without giving it time to replenish? The well can no longer renew itself. Its water becomes murky, its level drops, and eventually all that's left is cracked earth, some mud, and a painful scene. This is what happens to a person who keeps giving without setting boundaries. Their resources dry up completely. Like a phone battery used without ever being recharged, you eventually burn out and shut down. Each of us has a limited source of life energy, like a well. Healthy relationships replenish this well, nourishing and revitalizing it. But some people are like bottomless buckets. No matter how much you give, they're never satisfied, draining your well until it's dry. From a Stoic perspective, every well must stay connected to its source, refilling with rainwater or underground springs. Stoicism reminds us of the vital importance of protecting our resources, managing our energy consciously, and creating space to renew ourselves. A dry well can't offer water to anyone, just as a depleted person can't benefit themselves or others. Setting boundaries is a quiet but powerful step toward protecting your inner worth and avoiding self-alienation. 2. The protective fences of your inner world. Think of your inner world as a carefully tended garden, filled with fragrant flowers and trees. Your boundaries are the fences that protect this garden from harmful weeds or animals. When your boundaries are constantly disrespected, when your desires are ignored, your needs belittled, or your no is met with anger, guilt-tripping, or manipulation, it's as if those fences are torn down. What happens then? Your garden becomes vulnerable to every external threat, and eventually, everything you've planted is trampled and destroyed. Setting boundaries, especially in close relationships, is one of the hardest steps to take. The fear of rejection, the desire to avoid conflict, or the pressure to be a good person who doesn't hurt others often silences us. But Stoicism reminds us that living consciously means choosing where to direct our energy and attention. Ignoring boundary violations is like leaving your garden's gates wide open to others' demands. As Seneca said, protecting your inner world means not succumbing to the roles others impose on you. Through repeated disappointments and drama. Broken promises are like stale candy, sweet at first, but when they become a pattern, they leave a bitter taste and destroy the foundation of trust. You tell yourself, this time it'll be different, but it never is. This leads you to question the sincerity of the relationship and the value placed on you. Then there's the endless drama. Situations that turn every interaction into an exhausting marathon, or a stage where you're forced to act. These are marked by repetitive arguments that reopen old wounds, unresolved toxic behavior patterns, and emotional storms that drain your energy, pulling you up and down like a roller coaster. These relationships act like energy vampires, sapping your peace. Instead of endlessly hoping for change, sometimes the wisest choice, however painful, is to accept that this cycle likely won't break. Stoicism whispers to us the wisdom of accepting what cannot be changed, the art of seeing things as they are. Instead of wasting energy on unkept promises or trying to resolve unsolvable dramas, focus on what's within your control. As Epictetus said, how long will you wait before demanding the best for yourself? Family ties and inner conflict. When it comes to family, things get even more complex. Balancing the expectation that family is sacred with your mental health is a tightrope walk. Not every family offers the same kind of love. Some serve love, others poison disguised as love. These toxic individuals trample your emotional and mental garden with constant criticism, judgment, comparisons to siblings or cousins, or control through guilt. The worst part? These behaviors are often cloaked in phrases like, "We only want what's best for you," when in reality, they're imposing their own expectations and truths on you. This creates immense confusion. You start questioning yourself. Am I overreacting? Am I being ungrateful? How can I feel this way about my family? These thoughts are like invisible chains, making it nearly impossible to set healthy boundaries. But the Stoic perspective is clear and liberating. Blood ties don't grant anyone the right to emotionally abuse, manipulate, or disrespect you. Setting healthy boundaries with family, whether emotional distance or physical separation, is not betrayal or ingratitude. It's an act of prioritizing your mental health and protecting your inner peace, which is your fundamental responsibility. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the best revenge is to not become like your enemy. Do you trust your inner voice? Sometimes, even without a clear, logical reason, an inner voice screams that something is wrong. That nameless unease, the knot in your stomach, the constant tension, it's like an experienced explorer sensing an approaching storm. No storm is visible yet, but they pick up on subtle signals. If a person or relationship dynamic constantly leaves you uneasy or off balance, even if you try to dismiss it as overthinking, that persistent inner alarm is like the explorer's instinct. Stoicism teaches that trusting this inner compass, this natural guidance system, is a form of wisdom. If a relationship consistently disrupts your peace, leaves you tense or defensive, even if you can't fully articulate why, stepping back or proceeding cautiously is a sign of wisdom. As Seneca said, your soul carries the truth within it. You just need to learn to listen. Not everyone in your life is meant to stay forever. Answer this honestly. If the relationships draining you weren't tied to family, loyalty, or long-term friendships but were instead casual acquaintances, would you tolerate them for so long? This question hopefully helps you see how much unnecessary pain we normalize in the name of family, loyalty, or societal expectations. Let me end with another question. What small, tiny step can you take right now to protect your inner garden or replenish your drying well, even just a little? Thank you for watching.